All right, so today we are going to work on writing our conclusions. And a conclusion is how you end your piece of writing, okay? So the goal is to write something strong and leave our readers thinking, okay? We've talked about a so what statement. In argumentative writing, it's called a call to action. But at the end of the day, you want it to be powerful enough that's going to make your reader think, make your reader kind of change their mind or agree with you 100%. At this point, you have an intro. You have at least 2 body paragraphs with your reasons for what you believe. You have the counterclaim and rebuttal paragraph that's acknowledging the other side and then proving them wrong. And then this is the end. You are wrapping it up. You are leaving your reader thinking in a powerful way. Okay, so what I want you to do really quick, this part right here, if I could zoom in, it's not going to let me. That's nice. This part right here, I will zoom in the old-fashioned way. Powerful conclusions right here. There are 6 things that a powerful conclusion should or might do. I want you to jot these down. They don't have to be word for word. Just make sure that you know what it is. So first of all, a powerful conclusion will always restate the claim. Okay, it will always restate the claim. That means that you are saying what you believe again. You're going to leave your readers with something to think about, maybe a lingering thought. You might, so a good way to connect it and really pull on the heartstrings of your readers, you want to show how the claim is important to either your life or their life. So, if you're writing to a bunch of moms, pull on the heartstring of the momness. If you are writing to get rid of all of the roundabouts in your city, pull on the heartstrings about how bad roundabouts may be, or what, the amount of accidents that roundabouts cause or whatever. You are going to bring significance to either your life or their life. Then the other thing you need to do is suggest a further way of acting or thinking. So, okay, what do we do about it? Or I challenge you to do this. And this is the last thing: offer additional insights, implications, questions, or challenges. So these last 2 kind of come together as a call to action. So this is what needs to happen. Okay. So I'm going to give you a second, pause, and write these in your writer's notebook. All right. So now that you have that written in your notebooks, we are going to analyze the sample, and then we're actually going to write one together, and then you guys are going to write one. So we're going to have a couple samples to look at, and then we'll end the period with you having a chance to write your own. So here's a sample conclusion. I just came around and passed this out to you. What I want you to do, I'm going to read it out loud, and then with a partner, somebody near you, we're not going to rearrange our seats, but with a partner, what you're going to do is talk about what is strong with this conclusion, but what also needs work, looking at what we know about what makes a strong conclusion, okay? So you guys have this in front of you. It says, with money comes a great deal of selfishness. Some people think that money leads to bliss, and that bliss will ultimately lead to greater altruism and concern for the common good. However, the vast majority of people who fall upon great wealth tend to behave in increasingly selfish ways. There are those in the wealthiest tier of society who are known as altruistic. People such as Bill and Melinda Gates and Warren Buffett give copious amounts of money to charities. However, these billionaires make sure to take care of themselves first. They live self-centered lives of greedy wealth, despite so many who are living in poverty. These examples show that money leads to selfishness. All right, so this is Thomas's conclusion. What I want you to do with a partner, somebody near you, just discuss quickly what works well and what can they work on. Okay, so we just decided that things that worked well, this Thomas, he did a great job restating his claim. He said it at the beginning and at the end, okay? He used good word choice. He used strong words to evoke emotion and make people agree with him. And he used good transition words, okay? It kind of flows well. However, he definitely needs to work on some things. A lot of people said it's very wishy-washy. It's too counterclaim rebuttal going on. He needs to focus more on his specifics, save that stuff for the counterclaim and rebuttal. It's missing a call to action. It doesn't really say what we need to do about it, right? And so if we're saying that money leads to selfishness, call people to, hey, if you have money, here's how you make this better, right? And then the other thing we mentioned it doesn't really appeal to specific groups of people. It's more just specific individuals. It's not as much of who needs it. We need to know who needs to hear this argument, and here's what we need to do about it. And then the final thing, there's no really reflection in it. We don't really know what Thomas, the writer of this, learned from his experiences, right? We don't really know what's important to Thomas or how this is, I guess, important to Thomas or who he's trying to write to, okay? So let's talk about what would make a strong conclusion. Let's practice one. So we will start with a transition word, which we agreed Thomas did a good job with that. So you can do in conclusion, to sum up. Clearly, a final thought is you need to start with a transition because it'll flow well, okay? So clearly, and if you think back to everything that I have written as my sample so far, my claim has been that games with simulated violence are not beneficial. Clearly, games with simulated violence are not safe for the young people in our country, okay? Now what do I need? If I go back to my tips, I need to leave readers with something to think about. I need to show how this is significant in either my life or readers' lives, okay? So I'm going to talk about my life for a second. I can say, I know, even if maybe we shouldn't even say I know, but let's go with parents. Parents don't want their children being exposed to harsh violence at a young age, okay? We can be a little bit specific, but remember, we don't want to give any more details, right? Young children have enough things in their lives to stress about, so they do not need to be exposed to things that can cause more stress, worries, or harsh or bad habits, okay? We could even say with living in enough violence, enough real violence, young children do not need another excuse to witness. Oh, what is happening to my spelling? Do not need another excuse to witness these events that are quickly becoming too much of a reality. Okay, so I'm tugging at the heartstrings. I'm bringing significance to it, right? I need to end with something. What do I need to end with? I need to end with a call to action. Here's what we need to do about it, okay? So a call to action, you can maybe ask a question and then leave a statement. You can just make a statement. Why rush and force our children to grow up too quickly? Let's get rid of violent games and simply play to have fun, okay? And that's it. You want to kind of end with a mic drop. Remember, like if you're arguing with somebody, this would be where you throw your microphone down, you walk away, okay? So what you're going to do, as you can see, I could go through and fix things, but this is just a quick go. Go back through, fix some word choice, go back through, adjust. But you want to keep this in mind as you are writing your conclusion. Keep these notes in mind as you are writing your conclusion. So at this time, you guys have about 10 minutes. Open up your simulated violence essay and give it a go, okay?